plans to update the building code, and also in terms of importation of vehicles and appliances, there will be certain standards. Could you elaborate on both points, please?
The importation of appliances, and by 2030,
yes,
we aim to establish efficiency standards for the importation of all appliances and vehicles.
Mm-hmm.
Let me have Godita answer this, because this is a technical issue, because the standards must be established by the Environment Department.
Thank you very much, Mr. Minister, and thank you for the question. I think your question was two-part, the building
yes,
codes and the standards. All right, so let me take the building codes first. The last time our building codes were updated was in response to a hurricane. And as was for the question before, the impacts of climate change are becoming more and more obvious to us. And they not only include impacts that are wind-related, but they are also water, flood-related, and temperature-related. In October, we had 3 of the hottest days on record. So in terms of our building codes, we need to relook at the building codes for the livability of buildings and the overall efficiency, given that with one, going to renewable energy, and secondly, we want to reduce our dependence on fossil fuel. So as the statement by the minister alluded to, Antigua and Barbuda has one of the highest prices for electricity in the region. And one of the things that individuals can do is to increase the efficiency of their appliances. Now, in today's market, energy efficient appliances, the cost of these are actually reducing. And together with the Bureau of Standards and several projects that they have put on, and with the Ministry of Energy, we have been doing some public awareness on how you interpret the cost. What is the cost benefit of buying a little bit pricier equipment, but overall in the long term it brings down your electricity prices. So one of the projects, as the statement says, the target is to be achieved by 2030, and therefore in the interim what we will be doing is testing appliances. For example, on our walls we have an inverted air conditioning unit, and we have several members of staff who are collecting data on energy usage. So we have, for example, for our whole office, we collect data on how much energy we use, what is the rate of use. We also collect data on air quality. With that data collected, as well as collecting it in schools and other government buildings, we will be able to, with the Bureau of Standards, develop standards that are at maximum efficiency for the overall financial sustainability of a building. And then that is the standard that will eventually be incorporated into law. So the energy efficiency standards are really to have us as individuals have a little more financial freedom in terms of our mitigation and our adaptation. So it's what we call a mitigation scenario with adaptation co-benefits, and it's also a win-win all around. It makes you more comfortable in your environment, and it saves you money in the long term.